Oh, well, hey there. Welcome to Table Fables, where your stream deck stops working as you're trying to change scenes. So hopefully this is all working well, because I'm not sure. But if you're new here, we're an actual play TTRPG show. We're currently going through a Pathfinder 2nd edition campaign in the world of Agios. We like to have some interaction with the audience, and that's where you come in. We want you to feel like you are a player in this game and that you have a voice, and there are going to be instances where you can do things and, you know, maybe influence the game a little bit. So, yeah. Tonight, we're going to pick up where we left off last time, in the library. Our band of adventurers were sent on a quest by Roland Mountbatten of the Everlight University, prestigious Everlight University, to find a missing person named Nulbooth Lexburn, lead archivist of the Morinhelm Library. So, investigate you did, and almost get killed by books you did. But thankfully, you survived just fine, I think. Maybe a little emotional damage from Flea. He already has a distrust for books, I think. But
I was about to say, don't let me into the we. Almost died. He almost died.
You're not wrong. But, you know, there's no I in team, right? But there is a...
There isn't a winner, though.
There is. The library seemed to be on a state of lockdown. You were able to gain entrance, but through a series of failed stealth checks, Hugh unfortunately alerted the guards of the library, which were animated books, that leapt out and attacked without thought.
I think you left out an important fact in that story. That I was dazed and confused after being knocked out.
You had gotten bonked on the head, to be fair. You did take a pretty good little tumble. But nevertheless, you critically failed.
There's a we and owie. So
you did critically fail a stealth check. So unfortunately, a goblet or something that was tucked into his person fell out and clanked on the floor. After what was meant to be a brief battle, was not a brief battle. You guys made your way into like the private quarters of the librarian that was attached to the library. I don't know what is so funny, but
Cameron's showing me things on his laptop, and I'm trying not to.
You guys found a goblin laying on the floor, lifeless.
His name is Nulbooth.
Nulbooth?
Yes.
Lexburn. Mr. Lexburn.
Yes, Mr. Lexburn.
Yeah.
He seemed to be dead, unalive. The remaining animated books seem to be mourning him almost like cats or dogs would. Probably dogs.
I don't think we really checked if he was dead.
Not yet. We haven't quite got there. We just found the body.
You got a mirror?
Before we pick up right there, just a quick primer. Agios is a land without magic. There used to be magic, but now there's not. Some kind of cataclysm happened about 100 years ago, and ever since then, make sure I don't put my hands here to cup the lav. 100 years ago, magic stopped working, and part of our band of adventurers' goal here is to figure out why. So to get started, we have since we're playing Pathfinder, you get hero points at the start of every session, and I have created some physical hero points, these nice sturdy tokens. So if you could be so kind to pass one over.
Give him the non-toxic one.
Yeah, take the gold one, Cameron, just in case you chew on it.
I really think about biting one of these and trying to...
So hero points, if you're not familiar with Pathfinder, are a way that you can gain fortune on your rolls, because advantage and disadvantage is not a thing in Pathfinder because you don't need it. The balance is much better. So these are a physical reminder to help us use them, and maybe even, throw them when the time is right. So the scene is set. It is nighttime. I'm afraid they're the same on both sides, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the point? Oh. The scene is set.
I don't think you got it. I pointed at the head and I pointed at the tail.
I got it, but I was like, I
It's
don't know what to...
out of focus, but hold it up to my camera. No, closer to me. Oh, let's just cut back and forth and see how many.
Hey!
There we go.
Wait. Like the makeup influencers, like one of these, how do they do it? Focus, come on. Oh well, they get it.
Nice props. The scene is set. Hugh, Flea, and Elthandor, you're standing in this bedchamber. I'm afraid that's it. That's the sentence. You're right. You guys see this lifeless, this body, the morning animated books, and also you see Elthandor grab his head in extreme pain. There's something wrong. There's a lot of psychic energy here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Elthandor, do you think that has something to do with all the magic you've been using? Is it all
As
psychic
you-
and all the magic?
I wish I could use music. I mean, magic.
The life of Hugh, the musicless dwarf. As you're looking...
There's no music in prison, Hugh.
As you're looking to him and asking him this question, you notice his eyes kind of white over, and he collapses to the ground.
Oh, great! Now we got two. Now we got two dead. Maybe you want to check on Elthandor or the other guy?
I think he's okay. I've done this before.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
But
which of these?
do we think this is actually the person we're here to get?
I mean,
Mr.
it
Leadbutter?
matches, yeah, sure. It seems to match the right physical description that I have of being a goblin.
Is he really dead?
I'm about to check. I'm gonna do a medicine check.
Wait, you want to flip a coin to see who has to?
Sure,
I'll touch him.
You want heads or tails?
Your
Actually,
choice.
I have a coin. I have a different coin if you want to use
Yeah.
it. If I can get it in my dang pocket, you want?
Oh, what? What else you got in there?
Which one you want? Heads or
the
tails?
skull.
All right, we get.
Wait,
heads,
am I going
heads
if I get it
you gotta
right?
deal with Elthandor if you.
I thought it was dealing with the other guy.
Oh, fine. Deal with the other guy. You want heads? All right, I'll deal with the other guy.
Come here, Elthandor.
All right, go ahead and make a medicine check.
I think he's still breathing, but I may have to give him mouth to mouth.
24.
For you're checking on Nolbluth?
Yep.
Nolbluth is definitely dead.
Oh yeah, no, this guy's toast. There's no, that's the last page of his book. Unless somebody bring, I don't have any resurrection magic, but that might be happening later. I don't know. Looks right to me.
Let's roll this.
That's not bad.
18.
On an 18, Elthandor is stable. He's alive.
Is he breathing?
Yeah. He's unconscious. It's not immediately
Have you not seen that?
Nope.
Uh,
We'll
I
talk
don't-
about it later.
I don't even want to know.
No, it's all right.
He's not in immediate danger, but he is something has incapacitated him. And Flea with a 24, I believe you would be able to tell that the demise of this goblin was not what you would call painless. You notice lots of little puncture marks around his cheeks and on his arms.
Yeah, Hugh, I can tell you right now, I definitely don't want to sit around here. This dude, imagine a death by like 1,000 paper cuts. Well, it's not that, but it definitely sucked. And I don't want to stick around and find out, but I also know we can't leave this library out the main door. So as quick as we can get out of here.
Give me an occultism check.
I would love to get out of here as quickly as possible.
It's going to be a recall knowledge.
That's another 24 for occultism.
That's great. Okay, cool. So
That one, right?
Yeah.
You might want to set that one off to the side.
You use my special point.
Yeah.
I thirsted. It's wet.
What?
It's not going to work right anymore.
I think we're going to need a second opinion about this.
About whether or not he did, or whether
Horrible.
You hear a voice in your head that you're getting more used to say, yes, the work of an aberration.
I'm getting, well, you know who it is. One of them's talking to me and telling me it's aberration. I think I don't speak aberration, but I do know a couple other languages. Maybe we can find some books or somewhere in a library. Might as well do some research, see if I can find anything.
You also hear his voice also say, yes, I'm very grabby. Avoid the grab.
Avoid the grab.
Dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
And
Yep.
yeah, you didn't.
Those are the 4 transmutations of avoidance.
Those are the 4 transportations. Dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
And, well, yeah.
Translocations?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. All right. I'm gonna look up some aberrations. I'm gonna look up some aberrations in some of these books and see if I can find anything that matches
Shouldn't we call
physical descriptions.
Headmaster Everlight and tell him that we found this guy?
Can we do that?
I don't know. He talks to us. Can we not talk to him?
Use my walkie-talkie on my
Yeah,
magic wristwatch.
Well, I don't have one of those.
Didn't he give you guys sending
He said
stone?
he said he was gonna.
I thought he gave one of y'all a sending stone, or maybe I'm just having meant to have done that but didn't.
I'm not remembering. I can flip through my stuff and find out.
I don't even have a bracelet.
Well, given the state of things, your friend is collapsed. This guy is clearly
I have
dead.
a gold star.
Oh, good job, gold star.
I remember when
Given the state of things, what would you immediately be doing in the room?
Well, definitely. Can you describe the room for me?
I can, and especially so if you give me a perception check.
Come on, baby.
That's what that is. For a total of
28.
That's a critical success for sure.
And it's a natural 20.
A natural 20, so it's automatically a critical success, thanks to Pathfinder. So
It wasn't going to repeat nothing.
you notice pages kind of spread around the floor. Not in any particular pattern. You notice some blood from his body, but not a lot of blood. You also notice a small stone next to his body, next to his hand. It is purple. Very, very faint glow to it. Probably about the size of an apple. You notice the freaking like scent on the air with a 28, but
well, I was about to say, can I pick up the stone and smell it to try to see what it is or where it's from? Being a dwarf, we've been there. I've seen a few rocks, seen a few gemstones.
You've probably seen a few gemstones before. The other things that you notice immediately are a set of footsteps. And the reason that you notice them is they've like imprinted on some of this, like, it looks like a book was spread out over the floor. It was like ripped apart and spread around. Not too dissimilar to when you defeated some of those other books, right? But you notice an impressed footprint visible in a few of the pages, like it was walking out of the door. Now, you, with this stone in your hand, you pick it up, and immediately, in your mind, you are transported. You blink, and it's suddenly a cold day. You're seeing this from first-person view.
Oh.
Almost like a movie playing. It's a cold, eerie day. Silence pervades the library shelves. You turn, looking into a mirror, and Nullbooth Lexburn straightens a tie, wipes the mirror, and suddenly a cold fear washes over his face. And Hugh, you feel a cold jolt go down his spine and the hair on the back of your neck stand up as a far distant, supernatural sounding voice goes, You hear in your mind Nullbooth say, "No, they can't have broken through that fast. The wards should keep them at bay for a while, at least." Nullbooth leapt from the desk where he was sitting and began ripping the drawers from the desk in his office. Old parchments flying everywhere. He even pulled out a half-eaten sandwich, but that's not what he's looking for either. Blast, he thought. Where did I leave them? A bang echoes through the library. You turn, looking towards the main doors. Books! To me! He cried. Instantly, 12 books fly off the shelves and begin to flutter around, forming a protective perimeter around the room. And Nullbooth seems to feel pleased. Without pausing his search, he began shouting to the books. Intruders are coming! Attack them with vengeance. We must protect this library at all costs. The Arcane Assembly is counting on us. Do not let us down. Do not let me down. The books seemed to glow a little brightly, and the leather seemed to like audibly and visibly tighten and thicken and get a little stronger as he uttered these words. Nullbooth paused for a moment and just trying to take, you get this feeling that he's just trying to remember. The chest. Yes, it must be the chest. And without missing a beat, he just, you take off sprinting through the library, past the shelves, and into his chambers. The smell of burnt amber and lavender fills your nose as Nullbooth flips this chest open at the end of his bed. You see a blue stone. He grabs the stone, holds it up to his mouth, and begins to say, "The library is being breached. Something is trying to get in. I don't have much time. Please send help. It will probably be too late, but the library must be saved." Nolbooth then picked up a red stone as well. Immediately, the sound of rattling hinges is heard back from the front entrance. Just another bang, like something's trying to get through the door. After a brief silence, you hear a very thick voice ring through your head. "Understood. I will teleport to Morinhelm immediately. We have 3 agents staying there not too far away. They should be there within an hour. My friend, I'm sorry." That feeling, that chill down your spine comes back, and you hear a voice say, "Now, where are you hiding, my little goblin friend? I've come a very long way to chat with you." Nolbooth, fear overwhelming him, holds the blue stone tight again. As it lights up, he says, "Roland, he's here. The one we've been tracking, he's here. I don't have any more time. I don't have time." Without another word, he drops the blue stone, takes the red stone, begins to pulsate and turn somewhat a shade of purple. Suddenly, a loud burst is heard as the door to the front entrance of the library gives way. You see, with very quick speed, these shadowy figures kind of slither through the doorway, with skin nearly matching the color of the stone beneath your feet. Almost invisible, matching the stone that well. But he did see 4 tentacle-like legs and a mouth filled with rows of razor-sharp teeth and alien-like eyes staring back at him, relishing what they knew was about to happen. One final laugh echoed through the room as one of the creatures leapt right at Nolbooth, grabbed his throat with one of its spongy hands that also seemed to be covered in teeth-like appendages. He couldn't break free. He knew that the life was being squeezed out of him. And the last thing that he saw, as kind of the lights are going out, just a vignette, a vision, 2 glowing purple eyes appeared standing over him with the voice that he's heard so many times saying, "You thought you all are safe, but you are not. I will find you all." As those words ring out, the purple stone slipped from Nolbooth's tiny hand, hit the floor, and the image fades to black.
Aliens.
You all right? What happened? You just blanked out for a second.
I just saw the whole thing.
The whole thing what?
How he died.
Okay.
And it was horrific.
And
some creatures broke in and they're after him. But he said they're after many of them.
Goblins?
I don't know.
Librarians?
Probably.
Was there a conclave of librarians that we don't know about?
I don't know. But the other thing I saw was this purple stone was glowing. And give me 1 second. I would, how does this thing work? I think he was talking to Everlight and Roland. It's like a telephone.
It's like a what?
It's like a letter. An instant letter. It's like an instant letter. Like it's the fastest pigeon you've ever seen.
Like a speaking stone?
Yeah, sure.
Like a spell stone?
No. Like it was transmuting their voice to each other.
It's weird.
Another form.
I'm gonna have to do some research on that.
Transmutation.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna look up that one later.
Yeah, there were 2 stones.
Sorry, I forgot. Well, I only found 1.
With your roll, you would have seen the blue stone on the floor as well, but you picked up the purple stone.
I'm gonna pick up a blue stone.
Mm-hmm.
Is this thing on? Hello? Roland?
You hear a voice.
Sounds like dial-up internet. I'm just kidding.
No. Yes, Hugh. I'm assuming you've arrived at the library.
We did, and
I'm guessing you do not have good news for me.
Mr. Noble is dead.
This was my fear. Yes.
And he was attacked by creatures the color of stone with tentacles, and they killed him, and they said they were after the rest of them. He was going to get them.
The rest of who?
I don't know.
I think it's librarians. I think it's the librarians. If there's
you hear, I don't think that's probably the case. I don't think any librarians are in trouble. But this is most unfortunate. See what you can find. If you can find anything that's transpired, any clues as to what or who. You said like tentacle legs?
Yeah.
Like
the color stone.
Lots of teeth?
Yep. Razor sharp.
Yes. This sounds like a creature. It's called a choker.
A choker?
Yes, choker.
These common?
Creatures like this are currently not common in the lands of Agios period, but in the places of the deep, dark, and damp, yes, it could be, I would say, could be common.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you, Roland. We'll get back to investigating. I love you. Bye. Put the phone, the translocation crystal down. Did you hear the rest of that?
I heard some of it. I don't know that I hear all the messages. It didn't seem like it was coming out of the stone. It seemed like he was talking to you.
Yeah. Flea couldn't hear it.
Well, that makes sense that you didn't hear the rest. We got to look for some clues. But also this purple crystal.
Uh-huh.
When I saw his vision of what he saw, it was pulsing. Could you take a look at this?
We're not supposed to do magic unless it's dire circumstances.
This seems pretty dire.
I mean, a man's already dead. We're not really in any super danger right now.
He said he was coming for all of us.
I mean,
Whoever it was.
Let me check it out.
You touch it, and you immediately just experience in a moment the exact same, thing that Hugh had just gone through. The whole thing.
Do you guys like my charades?
Yeah. It only took it passes in just a few seconds. What really took a long time, but
that's a whirlwind of an experience. All right. What am I supposed to be doing with this?
I don't know.
Make it pulse?
Well, now we're both in the same traumatic experience, so what do you think about that?
Over trauma right now?
Yeah, we're trauma bonding.
All right. Let's see if I can. I don't know.
Do you like the twist at the end?
It was a little different. I still don't know why they're not. Are they after? I still think they're after librarians.
It was almost like this book I read when I was a young lad by a man named M. Night Shyamalan. How it had that twist. Anywho.
Oh, you mean M. Night Shyamalan?
Yes. Yeah, him. It had lots of pictures.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're supposed to be looking for clues. And we can't let Mr. Roland down.
All right. Well, have you found anything in the room so far? You were looking around. I know you found these two
Just
things.
these two crystals.
And some footprints, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The footprints. Thank you.
Cool. All right, yeah, these. Well, you check.
You want me to look at the footprints?
Yeah, if you found it easy enough finding those things, I guess I'll check out some books.
What do we do with the body?
Check out again, it's a library.
What do we do?
I'm gonna go look at some books.
What do we do with them?
Follow footsteps. I don't know. I'm hoping the same thing happened to you will happen to Thunder. You just get up at some point.
Should we put them next to each other so they don't get bored? I mean,
well, one of them, he's toast. He's not coming back. No, Fender's.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. There's like nothing. What do I need a mirror for?
I'm gonna hold it up to his nose to see if he's breathing.
You just hold it as your finger.
Yep.
Nah, he's toast. I'm gonna go check out some books. I'll see if I can find anything on abyssals.
Abyssals. Abyssals.
Aberrations.
Bath salts.
Aberrations.
I'm gonna go look up some aberrations and crystally things, and see what I can find. You check out the footprints.
Let me know if you find any good ones.
Will do.
So you guys are in what I would, so there's three distinct kind of modes of play for Pathfinder, right? This is definitely exploration mode. And so there are certain things you can do as actions, right? Like, obviously you can do anything, but like there are actual actions you can do. So follow the expert, for example, is an exploration mode action where you can, if you're not good at something, but if one of you is not good at something, but the other is, you can follow the expert and have a better chance of, doing the thing that you're trying to do or that you guys are trying to do. So things that you can do are investigate, you can scout and search. Those are just a few things. There are also some skills. You can try to cover your tracks, decipher writing, gather information. So with all that in mind, you're going to go look at books, but what are you looking for?
I am looking for chokers, specifically.
So
books on creatures?
Yeah, what would you say is Flea's experience using a library, an indexing system?
It's definitely limited.
You need some help. I know
it's limited, but like I've spent some time with Elthander. I've been to school, got a little bit of an education, so I hope.
I also, just as me, Michael, want to remind you two boys. When you first entered this library, there was some strange sounds coming from the other side of the library.
I thought this was the room with the other side of the library.
No.
It was a different direction?
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys, you went this way, and that sound was coming from this way.
Oh.
You guys went west, and it was coming from the south.
Am I right that it sounded like slow jazz music? And
Kenny, yeah, no. No, it was more.
G.
It was more like the sound of.
Oh, you're right. I remember there's I can
something kind of like that.
Well,
but worse.
Hey, Hugh, you remember those freaky sounds we were hearing, like when we came in? I'm gonna stay away from there, but maybe we should go check that out if you don't find any more footsteps.
Well, I'm gonna follow. You want to follow me? We'll follow the footsteps.
All right.
So I'm gonna get down and crawl and look at these footsteps and investigate.
Give me a survival check. As you try to track the tracks.
5.
Yeah, no. You, other than the basic imprints you saw in the room, you can't really make heads nor tails. You feel like you're looking at a coin that has two sides that are the same.
It's got heads and tails on both sides.
Exactly.
You're always right and always wrong.
Yeah.
This is quantum coins. Oh crap!
Can I grab a couple of these books?
Like the pages?
No, the books.
Like just books off the shelf, or the books that are
books.
Oh. You can.
I'm gonna whisper to them.
You can try.
Y'all want to come with me?
They don't really seem to respond. They just seem to still be just like kind of lowly and whimpering.
Okay. I guess not.
Are you seeing anything from down there? I didn't expect you to be crawling around so much. For you to just like, not to be rude. You're close enough as it is.
To what?
The footprints.
We're following them.
You were small
Let's
in
follow
stature.
They just lead out of the room.
Right.
Sometimes I have to crawl. I have to get down, and when I'm chasing prey like this, I like to imagine myself as an apex predator on all fours. Just put myself in their shoes, or boots, or limbs.
Part of me feels like it understands, but I'm not there.
It's okay.
I'm not there. We following these some more? Or do you want to go check out?
Yeah, we're gonna
go.
All right. We're gonna go. What? That's where we're gonna go.
Oh, that's where. All right, we'll go. Creep. Go. We know where footsteps go. We're going creepy sounds.
Yeah.
Okay. So
to the basement. Ish.
Where are you going first?
Back to the first room to the south with the other kinds of sounds.
Can we still hear the noises?
Once you make your way back to the library, go ahead and you enter that room. You can make a perception check, or you could try to scout ahead. One of you guys could.
26.
That's pretty good. Would you say that you were scouting ahead?
Yes.
Cool.
Because I don't want to go into the basement yet. I just,
Yeah.
Like the Scooby-Doo characters when they're in hallways, and that's what I want to do, but I'm tiptoeing up.
As you tiptoe up, you don't seem to hear much. The door is closed ahead of you. But you do catch just the most brief glimpse of a shadow under the door move past you just see a brief shadow under the door.
What? Hold up. Did you say that?
No, I didn't see.
What do you mean?
I didn't see it. I was
looking for the bug. Quit yelling. That's good. Okay. Listen. Can I? I'm gonna put my ear to the door.
Mike, what are you telling me for?
You can have my back. You can have my six.
I got it. I pull out my sling in one hand, my dagger in the other.
Okay. I'm gonna put my ear to the door and listen to this if I can see what's going on in there.
Are you trying
investigation?
Are you trying to avoid notice as you do this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If you couldn't tell by the whispers.
Okay. I'm gonna
open the door.
One sec. So this is going to be a blind
Anyway.
roll by moi. Okay. For both of you. Just kidding, not that one, because that was a public roll.
Hey, can I roll poorly and almost get him killed this time?
I do.
Okay.
Stop. Put it back on you. We'll make shadow puppets.
Oh, come on now.
Sorry.
As I'm doing these rolls, all right.
How do you think we're doing sneaking up right now? Is it going well for us?
So
I think we're getting a little better at sneaking sometimes.
Oh. Get a little better? What do you mean a little better?
Look, you didn't bust your head open this time.
This time I rolled a 2.
What?
To sneak.
On a scale of like 1 to 100, how do you think you did?
Effort, 99.
Okay. Yeah, and then procedure, outcome.
But like, outcome?
A for effort, F.
2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't give myself a 1, can't give myself 100. I'm just not. Those are unachievable.
No.
You you're pretty quiet.
Yeah, sometimes I'm always up.
But as you guys approach the door, so you're moving at half speed. That's how Void Notice would work. And as you approach the door, Hugh, you step on a board that creaks really loud.
I grab a book off the shelf. I'm grabbing an impromptu. I'm grabbing a book off the shelf, just the heaviest one that I can find, just to hold.
I'm sorry, how far is it?
Yeah, you grab the Encyclopedia of Herbology, volume 22. It's about as thick as Hugh's face.
Some encyclopedias were lettered.
I don't know. Is it not? My hand's probably covering up wherever it says. I'm just holding this as if something opens the door before we expect, I'm throwing it first.
As you now are this close, you can make a. You could try to investigate again now that you're closer to see if you hear anything else in that room, which would be probably good.
I will investigate to the best of my capacity.
Can you see that roll that I just made?
No.
I'm not even looking at it.
Okay. I don't have my physical dice, otherwise I would be...
I can't see any of the rolls you've made.
Good.
And you made multiple of them. You made one 9 seconds ago.
Yes, I did. Hold on. So...
Perhaps I will in fact aid you. You should investigate further, and I will aid you how I can.
Let's do it.
I'm just holding this book as a backup.
Put your hand on mine.
What was it?
Did you miss that?
I saw, and they saw, but... What'd you roll?
Well, let me get my pluses and minuses. What do you use for... Mr. Game Master, how about you... Learning moment.
Yes.
What do I use for investigation?
You don't.
It's just flat?
No.
So
typically for an investigation, it's going to be a skill check of, depending on like the different applicable skill for the thing. So it would be a recall knowledge check technically. Sorry, that was a really long way to say that. And there are several types of recall knowledge check. But in this first, You, being this close now, you don't hear anything on the other side of the door. You don't hear breathing. You don't hear shuffling, moving. What would you specifically be investigating? What would you be trying to glean? Like, what are you looking at?
I want to hear and sense if I could,
So that would be perception.
Sense anything that's moving around in the room.
So that's what I rolled.
Okay.
That you couldn't see. Based on that is what I just explained. You don't hear anything breathing, moving, nothing. No rustling of fabrics, books, anything. You do see a faint like candle glow underneath the door.
Can't see any shadows.
No.
If I get down on the floor and look underneath, can I see anything? Are you sure you don't have that mirror? That mirror would come in real handy.
They don't have a mirror.
Getting down on all fours, you look under the door. You don't see anything. You just see a faint glow.
You've read.
You see
that go first.
You see two beds. One on the further west on the west wall. One on the south wall, pushed up against the wall, kind of just like a normal bed. You can kind of see like a table with some chairs around it, but you don't see feet. You don't see anything. You don't see people.
I got an idea.
What?
Do you want to see if we can bait them out?
I thought, well, I had sort of the same idea.
What if I pretend? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this big book, right, and I'm gonna flutter the papers. I just fly around, like, hit it against the door like it's trying to get in. Right, I'll flutter the papers.
Yours is so much better.
It'll call them out, and then you start blasting. I don't know.
Well, we'll go with yours. You want me to explain mine?
I'm curious.
Well, I was going to pick up Mr. Ledbetter.
Yeah.
And I was going to act like I was him, walking around and throw him against the door. And open at the same time and say, "I'm back for revenge." And maybe they'd
You don't sound too much the same like him.
I don't think they would care.
That's fair. But I mean, they must have seen his magic book, so if one of them's trying to get in for some reason.
Let's go with yours. I like yours a lot better than that, because I don't really want to touch him.
I'll try that. I'm hoping this will be a deception check of some sort, but I'm gonna get the big book and start.
I'm backing up.
Get in the door.
One more time. Throw it hard. Put your back into it.
So, excellent. That's going to be a performance check.
Dang it. Well,
look at all that.
Here goes. That's why I wanted it to be deception.
Well, this is going to be. It's going to be performance and deception.
All right, great.
Both. First, performance.
Performance is not bad. That's a 17.
Okay.
Deception is out. Okay, that one's gone, which means this is not going to go as well. Deception went very well. That's a 27 with a natural 20.
27. Okay.
How do you have all them good stats?
Because I put all of them into.
We still also. Did you fix your character sheet?
Is it bust? Is mine currently broken and being too high?
Dude, it looks way too high. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I just remember there was a problem.
It's the first time. Oh, just out of
remember we.
Yeah, I don't think.
Did you ever fix it in here?
I don't think so.
We
So like these core skills are really good, but what the problem is that my actions are all like garbage.
How are your?
I got multiple layers deep of things. You got high armor class and high health. I don't have either of those things, and also the ability.
Yeah, but how are your skill scores so high?
The ability for me to go whack.
Yours should be high too, for what you're good at.
+5 on everything. I have negatives on stuff.
Did you guys hear that?
Uh-huh.
Somebody got a smoke detector. We can look at it and make sure, but you should, especially now that you're at level. Did you ever actually level up your character?
I don't know.
Well, I think we found the problem.
There's multiple problems that we have. We all need to sit down and
fix them.
Actually fix our sheets so we know what's going on.
That's a good idea.
It still works.
But yeah, 27 with a natural 20 for deception and 17.
That's what I said. You roll high enough, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, I don't normally roll high. No, I don't know which one of these which.
There's no response.
All right, well, I darn near convinced myself that I was a book there for a second. So no one's coming through it.
We're going in.
Apparently, though, your sound effect was spot on, according to the chat. How perceptive are you being as this is happening? Are you listening to what for a response, or are you just already primed and ready for somebody to bust through the door?
I'm primed and ready for somebody to bust through that door.
Okay, Flea.
How so quiet am I being?
Are you mainly focused on if somebody's going to bust through the door, or would you also have been kind of just taking in the surroundings of the whole?
No, my intention was to be the book, and then if something came through, swap to combat mode.
Okay. But you hear a sound that sounds like it's across the room. Like away from the door. Not where you are. You hear something almost like
nobody's home.
Do libraries have a cleaning service?
No.
I'm just open the door.
Let's do it.
You ready to start blasting?
Yep.
Start swinging my sling in one hand and open the door with the other, letting Hugh through.
No, let me do it.
All right, well, you open the door.
I'm going to use my gun as a battering ram and kick the door or bash the door in.
Use this book.
Have you checked to see if it's? I mean, you can do what you want.
Just try to use the. I'm gonna do it.
I didn't hear that. I've made my decision.
Okay. This is going to be. Go ahead and roll the dice for me. This is going to be an unarmed strike.
I thought, can I not use it as melee attack? I'm using my big.
Oh, sure.
You have a blunderbuss or something that I don't know about?
He has a hammer gun.
A 12.
Oh, damn.
A 12.
How far is that extension cord we got?
There's one down here
I got you.
Brought from my laptop and never plugged up.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, can I use that? So I don't have to go get mine?
Oh, sure.
I need to plug up my laptop because it's running the ATEM.
Mine's just running too much.
Hold, please. Thanks for being here. If you're new, welcome. There's going to be some opportunities coming up for you guys to help us name some NPCs.
Ooh.
And there's also going to be an opportunity for a fun activity to happen where Cameron will have to roll a D100 for Hugh to see if a gun that he keeps in a certain place, hidden at all times.
Buttocks?
Yes, his clan pistol, if it just randomly goes off because it's old.
I forgot I mean, I wouldn't say agreed to. I was told it would have to happen.
But only if you guys do a certain thing. We'll get there. Okay, so where were we? What you're doing a melee? You were doing a strike with your gun.
Yes, hammer gun melee strike.
And what was that to hit?
A 12.
A 12. That's not gonna do it.
Hey, you got it.
You
no.
Very boisterously try to smack this door with your hammer gun, but you just hear a "Koom!"
Police, open up. All right, one more time.
Listen, we've been in the dorms long enough. Best way to get into our, maintenance.
You gonna aid me?
Yep, I'll aid you.
All right.
What do I need to do for aid? I'm gonna roll with something.
Yes. It's a DC 20 check.
20.
So just make a roll, and it's got to be 20 or higher.
20.
What?
I already rolled.
To aid? Has to be a 20 or higher?
Well, he's also making an attack roll, yeah, so...
I rolled a 20 without his help.
A 20?
Yeah. Not natural.
Okay. Yeah, the door bursts open. Because and as it does, as it does so in a way where you realize like the door wasn't locked. You could have just turned the handle.
It was for dramatic effect.
And it works. The door swings open, and as it hits the other side, boom, echoes through the room. The room appears to be empty. You flee. As you guys step in, you see across the way a window that is open.
By the way, instead of clicking out of these, so very real quick.
1 second.
Riveting.
Sorry.
Say that again.
Open your character sheet.
Yep.
Yeah, you should be able to move yourself now.
Having it click out, double click the top bar and minimize it. Yeah. There you go. Like that. Door's empty.
They're looking in Foundry.
Swinging. Door's empty. Looking around. What's in it? We got 2 beds, 3 beds?
4 beds.
4 bunk beds.
Looks like
you see 4 standard-sized, what we would say like twin size or smaller bed. You see a table with 4 chairs, some playing cards, and a candle burning. You see a few lanterns around the room. A window to the south of the room is open. You also see remnants of blood spatter just in a few places. And Flea, it very specifically jogs your memory of what you saw in the other room when you were checking on Nilbooth. These tiny little droplets, or did you checked on Nilbooth, right? Nilbooth, right? Yeah. Just tiny little droplets, kind of sprayed.
Hey, there's too much blood around here. Wow, these are all so bad. But whatever game they were playing on this board here is going really well. They got some dice rolling around. Yeah, no, I'm seeing more blood. It looks like blood splatter that looked like the same that was on the other papers in the other room with Nilbooth. I don't really know what that means, but it's here and clearly the window's open. So I'm wondering if whoever. Yeah, I think so.
You could make a perception check for a more specific investigation of the room if you'd like, either of you.
I'm hoping that whatever was here is gone through the window.
10.
That's not going to do it.
I figured.
That was...
We're not counting that.
Well.
And what was it?
Wow.
We both rolled 2s.
Oh. So...
Take
you don't notice beyond that level.
I'm gonna run to the window.
Okay.
Look around. A little gander.
You don't.
Is there action for that? For gander?
You could make a perception check at the window.
You could seek.
You could seek.
I would like to seek a choker.
Well, it doesn't work exactly that way.
The choker was the creature, yeah.
What about the other one?
I don't know. We don't know what the other one's called yet.
Yeah, you do. You were looking for books.
I was looking for books. Oh, just aberrations?
Yeah.
I assume that a seeker is a type of aberration.
Oh.
Smart. I assume.
Yep. So you
18.
You can use seek to scan for signs of a creature or objects. Okay. Usually it would be a 30-foot cone or a 15-foot burst, line of sight, but that's silly. Okay, so it's gonna be, I'm gonna do this roll for you.
Oh.
This is one of the specific places where there's hidden rolls.
We found it.
It's the forbidden version of a Pillsbury roll. The hidden. Can I see a D20? Tired of rolling in here.
I hope I gave him the good one.
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, he's rolling for me. Yeah. We should have gave him the big one.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you tried to put the big one away a minute ago. Yeah, that's what you hope.
Yeah. And then
maybe they're looking for gamblers. When he said, "We're gonna get you all."
Shoot.
Oh, it's in debt. They're in debt.
They're shooting dice.
There's a
okay.
blood debt.
You
book that library. They didn't return their library books.
As you look out the window, Hugh, you see a slithering shadow making its way over the edge of the bridge, because you're in Morinhelm, which is a city that is a bridge. You see just as it kind of lips over and disappears out of view.
I just saw it slither off.
Wait, you saw what?
The choker.
Are you sure? I don't care what it was. It's gone though, right? Wait,
I think so.
This is good for us and bad for everyone else.
I don't know who everyone else is, but
well,
it is everyone
anybody
else.
in town. Who knows? If it's not just going on a murdering spree like
that's a great reference in the chat.
You didn't. I missed it. You didn't see the. Ooh boy.
The 2 crew. It's from NADPOD. If you haven't.
Not privy. Somebody want to explain the lore?
You weren't there around for the changeling or anything. You just went on a murdering spree. So hopefully this doesn't do the same.
Should we alert the guards?
We should probably alert the guards.
Let's go alert the guards.
I'm gonna go.
Or should we tell Roland?
Can we still talk? You got the stone?
Yeah.
Or I got the stone.
I have a stone.
You should go ahead and
I have both stones.
You got both stones. Hey, Roland?
Yes.
Roland?
Yes.
Roland?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on. He said yes.
Oh, I can't hear him. Hey, Roland, we got... I'm sorry, I played you so well.
Oh, I knew what was happening. I just let it happen.
You can't get rid of this.
Hey, Ron, we got the Slither and Joker things getting out of here. It's escaped the library after it killed Noluth, and I think you can reply to this message, but not to me.
I'm very confused, but okay, it will be fine. You need to investigate the library, make sure this library is very special. It has a repository.
You're still yapping.
You understand? I could hear that, right?
What?
Look, this library holds a repository of very important information for the university, and also please be on your best behavior, or I will I will give you a suppository the next time I see you.
You know what, Roland? I'm glad you said that, because I thought you said suppository earlier, but now I know for sure you said depository. I hear you loud and well. Thank you so much. Sleep tight. Hope the bed bugs don't bite. I love you. Bye. Click.
You're still holding the stone in your hand, and you hear Roland sigh audibly. You know, as long as you're holding the stone, I can hear everything you think and say.
I'm putting it back. I'm hanging up. You know, you hang up.
You don't have to tell me. You don't have to say goodbye. Mine is an earring. It is attached to my body. I can't easily take it off. So just please go away.
Can I make this into an earring?
Hey, you can keep that where you keep the clan pistol and just talk to him anytime.
We can discuss that once you're back at the university. Please, for now, keep this in a safe place, clean, dry, where it won't be damaged.
I know exactly where it's going. All right, see you later. Roland's about to hear this in his ear. Okay, wait. Time out. I'm sorry.
Austin should have been back today.
Would have been any better.
This would have been worse.
We would have tripled down on it. Roland said he doesn't care about them slithering things.
Got it.
It's okay. He said we're here to investigate.
Okay,
depository.
Okay. All right. So we need to check. We need to scope out the library even further.
Yeah.
So let's go quickly clear out whatever other room where the footprints were heading to, and then look for information.
I think we should seek out the depository.
We will seek out the depository. Yes.
Also, apparently he could hear everything I said when I told him he was yapping.
Oh, well. Oh well.
To the depository. What did I do?
Did you really put
to the depository?
Did you? Where did you put the stone?
It's below.
It's below deck.
Is it touching your skin?
The clam pistol.
You hear Roland thunderously loud in your head say, "I told you to put it somewhere safe, not up your crack."
It is safe. Why don't you just take
No.
All right, I'll move it. I put it in my pack.
All right.
It's so easy to get in and out of.
It could be a lot easier to talk to them. I could just, hey, Roland?
Yeah.
Roland?
Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, you guys go back to the other portion of the library. What are you looking for?
Are there any other rooms we haven't explored? Or really, I mean, I guess like any secret passage. I mean, honestly, what have we not explored?
You haven't really thoroughly searched the contents of the library. There also was
Like the main room?
There was an adjacent, and even the entry room.
Okay.
But there was an adjacent door to the bed chambers that you guys wouldn't have gone into yet.
So we should check that out first,
Yeah,
just to get the whole scope of the building, and then check out books.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, yeah, you make your way back into Noel Booth's quarters,
What do you mean adjacent?
and
There's probably a door in the quarters that we just can't see because of the
How did
shading.
I not see it?
It's dark, dude. I can't see it either.
I saw it. I know what that room smells like.
Right?
well, partially it's because there's a door in the wrong spot, and I didn't feel like fixing it on Foundry. Sorry.
Okay.
What
that is? Oh.
You guys step into this room that's adjacent to Noel Booth's quarters, and as you do, you notice that Elthandor is still incapacitated. Still seems to be
Our little sleepy boy.
He's getting some rest.
seems to be foaming at the mouth, but other than that,
He's probably all right.
Have you not seen him sleep?
I don't watch y'all sleep. So no.
Oh. Okay.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah. We need to look for this depository. Or I'm going to get
this room
from what he said.
This room seems to be empty, other than like some cleaning supplies. But it's a pretty big room. There's a checker patterned tile floor that is real stone. It seems to be like marble and onyx. But other than a few sacks against the wall, like there's nothing seemingly in this room.
Spread out. Check it up and down. We've got to find this suppository.
Well,
depository.
Unless it's just in the library. I think maybe you should check this room. Go check the library for information.
All right.
Go. I'm checking for books.
Where?
In the library.
Like the main?
Yeah.
And Hugh, what are you doing?
I am.
There was another door, by the way, across the way.
Oh, from the empty room?
Yeah. There was another door in the empty room to something.
Oh, I'll check out that then. Hey,
get back here. Look at this. There's another.
Sweet. Yeah,
another
search the room
door.
real quick. I'll go open this door.
All right.
Speed.
Into the next door.
You're
in this place.
You guys enter this next chamber. You see some alchemy equipment that looks strangely familiar. It looks not too dissimilar to the equipment you saw at the university when you watched.
I don't remember his name. What, you remember the old dude that got?
Was it Everett?
No, red hair.
He got sacrificed.
Oh yeah, I know him. Give me a second.
This is stuff we saw in that.
Think about it. I know his name. It'll come to me in a minute. Just what are we looking at?
Has the word storm.
That's the word storm.
No, I know it. I'll find it in a minute. You tell me what you're looking for.
All right. I mean, I don't know what we're looking for. He just said get the
Gareth.
find the deposit.
Gareth Storm Eyes.
Yeah, that guy.
Looks familiar. It's not exactly the same, but similar things. You see some books on a shelf. You see some supplies, but other than that, it seems untouched.
What's in the middle of the room?
The very center of the room, there's like a crucible, or it's like a furnace, like where you would heat something really hot.
Does anything look of importance?
The whole room looks kind of important.
Okay.
It also, make a perception check for me.
I don't know what we're looking for.
I know. This is easy.
That's bad.
This is an easy.
25.
Yeah, super easy. It was 10. This room seems undisturbed, like it has not been touched in a long time. There's a layer of dust over everything that is not. Nothing's been moved. It seems like this room was left alone.
Hey, didn't they, when we were holding on the stone, you saw that vision, what did they call themselves? The little dude said, we're something...
The chokers?
No, not the chokers. They said we're the arcane... He had like a name for a group of people that they were going to be after. And I didn't write it down. Can I touch the orb and get a vision again?
The arcane assembly.
Back to the purple orb.
Arcane what?
Assembly.
Arcane assembly. That one.
Yeah, arcane assembly.
Do you think they maybe use this for something?
I mean, I bet. There's enough glowing green stuff in here that I would suspect that would be the case. Is there any arcane things in here?
I mean, there's a crucible and a potions table. If not,
that doesn't mean it's magic.
You use it for making potions. There's going to be some sort of magic. And if they use it's probably dusty because it hasn't been used in 100 years. What do you think we're doing here, man?
I don't know.
We're searching for clues. That's about all I got.
Okay, so to your point, Hugh.
Yes.
You can make a... I'm going to give you 4 options here. Okay. Arcana check, nature check, occultism check, or religion check. Most likely, I'll narrow it down to 2. Arcana.
It's going to be Arcana.
Or occultism. Okay, so Arcana.
Okay. Watch it. It's just going to be no. 19.
Yeah. This is definitely alchemist equipment. It doesn't seem to be magically active.
Okay.
Seems to be inert currently. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. What you rolling over there?
Curse benefits.
Oh.
Well,
I'm trying to figure out.
Flea.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to have to go check out the other room. There ain't nothing in here.
I mean, all right. If you think we gotta go check out other places, I think it's kind of weird that we come find all this back here, and then maybe there's some books that'll tell us. Well, why would they have books? They wouldn't tell us more of what's in here. There's a writing table over here in this room. Do you think is there any books on that table?
Okay.
Which room?
The room we're currently in.
There are books.
Yeah, there's books in there. They're just untouched. Yeah.
I'm touching them.
All right, touch us.
I'm looking through these.
I'm going to go touch the other books.
You do. I think it's probably gonna be more important whatever's in here. But all right.
Okay. You just call me.
Will do.
Do you want No.
No, it's all right. I don't need it right now.
So there's 4 books.
Yeah.
On this shelf, and it appears to be potions, and a basic potions book. It appears to be how to level up your alchemy, how to create basic alchemical items, and the final one is seems to be a spell book. Like it has written spells in it. Make an Arcana check on this last book.
Oh, right. I forgot. Sorry. There's been time. Arcana check, and I have a +1 to skill checks right now. So that will be a 17.
With a 17, you can tell that this, specifically the spells in this book, are of the arcane tradition.
Oh, I'm keeping this.
You hear a voice in your head that's very pleased.
Hey, Hugh. You didn't check out any of these books in here, but I've definitely found something of interest. There's more than there's more than spell books, potions. There's more than potions going on in here.
Well, what other books are in there?
I found a spell book.
Okay.
Like there's like how-to potions and how-to spells.
Wait, can I have that potions book?
I don't care.
I'm taking the others.
Okay.
The alchemy one.
Yeah.
Well, what'd you learn?
I'm looking through it.
It would take time to decipher them. It would take anywhere from 10 plus minutes per spell.
Is there like
to understand?
Index of?
Yeah, there's it seems to be like 5 or 6 spells in this book. You'll have to spend time with the book to decipher what each spell does, because it's not just fireball.
Gotcha.
There's not a clear-cut like description line.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't know what I don't know what all this says. I'm probably gonna have to ask somebody else what this does. Pathfinder might like this, but I don't know if I should give it to him. We're not supposed to be using magic, and this is how to use magic.
You think this is what we're here to?
I don't know. I got a feeling so if I'm remembering correctly, there was I didn't think they'd get through the barriers so quick from, poor Lexburn. I'm wondering if one of these is a way to build the barriers, or if this is just, just other spells. Because we haven't found anything else yet, but if we've got an alchemy lab and we can make potions, they got a spell book, that's what he's talking about. It seems like it might make sense.
Are you saying we should just set up shop in here? Just become our new base of operations?
No.
Or what's the...
Man, I don't know how to turn off the other books. I don't need to be going suffocating again.
I forgot the name of our squad.
Everlight University?
No.
The elves? The ears?
Ears, right?
Yeah, it was probably... I mean, Everlight knows that this stuff is here. Maybe this is what he wants us to find.
I think
and maybe it's not, sorry. Yeah, I'm taking these. They're going with us. Right. We got a spell book.
Well, I want the alchemy book.
You can go ahead and take it.
And I'm gonna put the potions book on Elthandor's chest. So when he wakes up.
Do you think this is the suppository?
I don't think so. Depository.
Transmutation, information. Locking it in. Is this a depository?
Depository. Repeat after me.
I don't speak that.
Depository.
Got it.
Suppository.
Wait, we'll figure this out later.
Have you... So when you eat...
Yeah.
You're suppositing.
Oh, like supplements.
Yep.
Gotcha. I feel like we're getting a text that we should move on.
No? Okay. I'm stuck here with everybody else.
No, he's yeah, go ahead and warm it up.
All right. Well,
I think we should go check out and see if there's.
Yeah, for sure.
This does not feel like a depository.
Yeah.
I don't even. What is a depository?
Why would there be an empty room? I'm gonna check the empty room one more time to make sure it's empty.
I think we rushed through the empty room a little quick.
Well, we could go one of two ways. It's either there's nothing in there or there's everything in there and we just haven't found it yet.
I'm feeling I might double down on the empty room. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll aid you in checking it out just once. Just one more time.
All right. Into the empty room.
13.
That's pretty good.
Aid with no bonuses.
Wait, to aid?
To aid, yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
We're
It would be perception, so whatever your perception modifier
18
is.
to aid.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No, you have to get a 20.
What?
For aid, you have to get a 20 for it to be effective.
That's so disheartening.
That is. Remember when you had it was as easy as holding my hand? No.
I think that's for the token.
Yep.
You want to?
Shout out
Another hero point.
Shout out to the 2 crew.
Oh, it was a 2 again. Let's roll that again.
Hey, Hugh.
What?
Hero points.
You doing all right?
We'll see.
You searched that corner pretty well.
He's just holding a feather.
I think I found something.
Worth it.
A 27.
Oh, 27.
Hold me. Hold me, brother.
You notice that this floor, though it's real stone, being a dwarf who has worked in the mines, you can tell that a set of squares, like 4 of these squares, are a slightly different shade of marble.
They're a different hue.
They're a different hue than the others. There's
thought of it that way.
Whereas the rest of the room, the floor is like a more pure white marble. These 4 are a little bit rosy. The average eye would never notice.
Oh, I'm not your average guy, am I? Where are they at? Can you move me in there?
Yeah, they're in a corner.
Okay.
They are. They're in the southwest corner of the room.
Over here, buddy. I found it.
Oh yeah, see, I told you you were checking out that one corner too long. Look, you found it in the other corner. We did. What are we doing? Are we stomping on him? We're looking.
Yeah. Let me jump up and down on him real quick. Ready? Are you ready to catch me if I fall?
I'll do my best.
I'm jumping.
You jump. You come down on this section of floor. You hear a slight click. Click.
Diagonally.
And they sink about an inch. And then come back up.
Did you see that?
Yeah, look like you got a little shorter for a second.
Maybe we're both supposed to jump on it.
And then you hear as a piece of the floor starts to slide, drops and slides under the other pieces of floor, and you see stairs descending below the floor.
Do I make it off?
Yeah, it wasn't directly under you. It was behind you.
Oh.
Is that where these stairs are leading?
Yeah.
The ladder.
The ladder.
The stairs. Oh, look! It makes sense. Look, it's like
I thought it was just a ladder in the room for no reason.
It is. There's actually a ladder there. It's like under the ladder. But you, as the floor depresses, you realize that the ladder is attached to the wall because it doesn't move.
See, look, the floor is depressed too. Where we going
You should
in?
get help. BetterHelp.com.
No sponsor.
Yeah, no free sponsors, but if you need it. I think we should really get This seems depository to me.
Yeah, this seems like something hidden that they'd want to try to not have other people find. Not like just checking out in the library where anyone can find the information.
Right. Yeah. Anyone with a library card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't even have, look, we don't even have ours and we made it in.
We'll get one before we leave.
Oh, we'll get one standpoint.
Yeah.
Is it illegal to have a fake library card?
Well, it's not fake if we get one from the library.
It's true.
Yeah. You guys descend these steps, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make your way down. The interior is cozy. There are shelves lining all four walls, apart from where the stairs have ended. These bookshelves are not large, but they have a gleam to them, a shimmer in the light. You see 4 lanterns around the space in each corner, giving off a nice warm glow, but they have no flame inside. These are clearly magical in nature. As you step off the stairs, the floor above you immediately closes, much faster than it opened, sealing you inside this room. You do notice there appears to be a switch, though, to get back out. On the wall.
About to panic.
I know, that's why I threw that in there.
You're a dwarf. Why would you panic being underground?
You guys...
We always have a way out.
Notice dozens of books now on these shelves.
Can we start looking through them?
You can. Each shelf, though, it, like I said, it has a gleam, like a shimmer almost to it, almost like something almost that you can barely see, that you...
Like a slime?
No, almost like glass, but it shimmering. I don't know. Glass that's not there in front of each shelf.
Can I reach out and try to grab one?
Yeah, your hand kind of hits this invisible barrier and you feel really warm for a second, and then your hand starts to pass through it.
Well, I kind of like that.
And then you notice, because if I'm remembering correctly, didn't Roland give you a bracelet or something to match?
I think so.
The other guys?
I think he was working on it, but I don't know that we got it yet.
Yeah, I don't remember getting one, but he did say he would work on it.
He did say that. We're going to say he delivered it. This is just a passing moment. He delivered that to you when he brought that message. So you have one on your wrist. And what you notice is as your hand passes, as it finally lets your hand pass through, the bracelet...
Yes, you can make good decisions.
The bracelet on your wrist glows for a moment.
What does it say?
Yes, you can. No, it doesn't say anything. It's the same bracelet everybody else has. But that, it glows for a moment and lets your hand pass through. Yeah, you grab a book. It is a book titled...
First one that catches my eye.
Well, they're all very pretty with golden and silver spines.
Never mind.
You just pluck one off the shelf, and this one doesn't have a title on it. It doesn't have a title on the spine either. But you open the first page, and it says "A History of the Swamplands." Make a perception check, Flea, as he's doing this. This isn't a trap or anything. I just 10. What are you doing as he does this? Are you watching as his hand, passes through and you?
Probably, yeah. Just checking out whatever. Because you say it was lit by magical lights.
Yes.
Yeah. Then I'm just watching whatever he's doing, kind of glancing around the room to see whatever else.
And as that ceiling piece sealed back into place, you kind of see like a brief golden magical outline just seal as it pops back into place. Almost like this room is maybe magically sealed.
Hermetically sealed.
The only other thing too I should mention that you notice in this room is a writing desk.
Did you hear that?
No.
Flea?
Yeah, it was probably me. We've been in here adventuring for a while. My stomach's getting a little rumbly.
Should we have a snack?
All right, that's all right.
Okay. You notice a writing desk on the other side of the room.
I'm gonna check this out. Hugh, careful with that book.
Yeah, you've got the history of swamplands.
I'm reading.
Oh, okay. It details what sounds to be like a pretty foreign place from where you're from. A land of mangroves and marshes and swamps. It's very brackish. There are a reptilian people that live there that are cousins to the kobolds in nature, like not literally cousins, but they're a cousin race to the kobolds. And it has been pretty uncharted as a whole, but especially since magic has left. And there's there's a lot of rumors of different kinds of magic, dark magics living there. Flea, you go across to the desk.
Yes.
You see yeah.
Keep talking. Keep on.
You see writing implements, and you see pages that appear to be written on, like a stack of pages.
What's on them? Are they? Is it just writing? Is it like spells or different things?
The top page says Chapter 4, and you see scrawled kind of on a margin, editorial version, autobiography, R. Everlight.
What do you think the R stands for?
Reginald?
How's your book?
Roland.
How's your book?
What's his name?
Roland Everlight.
What are you looking
His
at
name's
over there?
Roland.
I know his name's not Roland.
Oh.
What are you looking at over there?
Oh, I found some. It's an editorial version of an autobiography by R. Everlight.
Oh, we should keep that.
I know, right? But I don't remember what
It's unbound too, so it's like individual paper. Yeah, it's loose paper.
Open. It's not.
I figured.
It's just open and sitting. But I don't remember what. I just know him as Headmaster Everlight.
Let's keep it. We're gonna find all about the mysterious
Ruloth.
light.
Rulith?
Ruloth.
Stop. You're setting yourself up there for a disaster there, Ruloth. Ruloth and Ruloth. Ruloth the
This is
Red.
autobiography. I feel like I should. Is this like? No, it's not like reading someone's diary. He was trying to write, but it is editorial.
But it's a publication.
I'm gonna read through it.
Just, yeah. After you're done, let me. I got a book about swamps.
Oh yeah. I'll read it out loud.
You start flipping through the pages of this, and you flip the page and you see Chapter 4, the Codex. A thunderous crash of waves woke me from a deep sleep. In the damp, it felt like I was moving through honey. A sharp jolt ran through my body as my feet touched the icy seawater that had been pooling into the ship. I remember thinking, that can't be good, he thought to himself. I'm going to switch to third person because that's how I wrote this. And that's probably how he would.
I was about to say, you don't have to read it in his voice.
Shaking off the mental fog. Ruloth pushed his way from his cot. Strange, he thought, there doesn't seem to be much in the way of a ruckus for there being so much water in the ship. Why is no one sounding an alarm, or why is the bilge not running? the boat hurled to one side, hurling Ruloth forward into the wall before him. His head finally clearing of the fog that kind of had settled over him during his meditative sleep, he pushed on toward the stairs leading to the deck. The ship shuddered as vibrations leapt through the hole. This time, he would have sworn the boat lifted out of the water for a moment. Finally, with the last thwomp to the ship, he made it to the deck. Still not a soul in sight. The crew seemingly gone, not so much as even a shoe on the deck. Time seemed to be moving almost in half speed as he watched what unfolded next. Tentacles came up out of the water, flexed and tightly grabbed the hull. Groans let loose as the wood snapped as this mighty creature began to squeeze. Before he could even react, the mast of the ship snapped clean off, tumbling through the air. Wow, that was close, he bemused, touching a piece of the mast that just landed mere inches from his face. He sprung into action. He leapt off the side of the boat just as these great tentacles wrenched the ship in half. Finally, now in the water, as the ship began to sink, Ruloth had a clear view of the creature laying waste to the ship. Probably a kraken by the looks of it. Ripping apart like it was nothing more than potato crisps. This great boat that he had been traveling on. The water was colder than he had expected. An icy chill started to flow through his veins.
Keep going.
It was colder than he had thought. The worst part, however, was the hard nature in which he had made contact with the water. Some of his much-needed air was immediately forced out of his lungs. And he couldn't be sure, but it felt very much like one of his ribs had cracked. Secrets. A large portion of the ship had just plunged through the waves above him, barely missing him as he passed along. One thing that he did not notice was one of the ship's cannons had come loose in this mess, and it hit him right in the head. Everything slowly grew dark as the life seemed to drain from his eyes into unconsciousness. His elven body sank deeper into the depths below. The deeper his body went, the more calm things seemed to be. The churning waves created by the hulking kraken seemed so far away. Though he couldn't feel it, the water here was even colder. It would have reminded him of home. The further down he went, the seafloor seemed to be stretching out its great big arms to embrace him in a big seaweed hug. Quick as lightning, something moved in the seaweed. Ruloth would have been both impressed and terrified if he could have seen just how quickly this creature was able to move. Soft blue eyes peered down upon the unmoving elven body. Glancing back and forth, the creature inhaled deeply. Still holding this bated breath, it looked once more around to make sure there was no movement. It leaned down, pressed its mouth over the lifeless lips of Ruloth Everlight, and exhaled. The briny liquid forced its way into Ruloth's lungs, filling them to capacity. As if shocked by some unseen force of electricity, Ruloth was jolted to life. Coughing, he grasped at his neck. Still staring down upon him, the soft blue eyes watched. Ruloth finally noticed the creature there. Just inches from him, a creature he only believed to be a myth was floating. This can't be, he thought. Merfolk aren't real, are they? The blue eyes were connected to the most splendid face Ruloth had ever seen. Her skin was also a pale blue, but more like the subdued blue of a fading sunset. Her hair swept gently in the water's current. It was a dark umber. It reminded him of his mother's hair, he thought. "What's your name, Elfman?" the creature asked. Ruloth. He tried to hear what he said over his own struggling breathing. "Ah," she said. "Well, Ruloth, I've given you a second chance at this life. This gift can only be given, not taken. My people wouldn't be very keen if they knew what I just did, but I see something in you, something to come, something that only you can do. For this, I have given you my gift, the gift of being like me." Staring blankly back, Ruloth began, "Wait, what do you mean? And how is it that I'm alive and breathing water? What exactly am I supposed to do?" "It is not my place, Ruloth Everlight, to tell you of such things. You must make this journey and discovery on your own. Of this I am sorry, and of this I am sure. Now quick, before the others find you, head back to the surface. But take heed, the beast still lingers. The safest path is to walk the seafloor and take it back to the sands above. From there you shall find more land walkers," she said. Ruloth hadn't noticed at first, but it was clear as midday sun now. Her voice was like music. Each phrase flowed melodically. He could listen to her speak all day, he thought. "Very well, but may I ask you one more question before I depart?" Pondering for a moment, she nodded. "I've never seen such beauty," he said, gesturing around all of the splendor under the water. Is all of your world beneath the waves this wonderful?" "Yes," she said through a smile. "It's always this beautiful." Ruloth? Yeah. There are things that can make it less so, but as a whole, yes, it's always this beautiful. Ruloth smiled at this. Looking around, he took a huge breath. "I've been so focused on what you've told me that I've forgotten one other thing. What is your name?" Ruloth asked. "My name is Yethrem. I am a keeper of the seas." Yethrem.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yethrem.
Wait. That's what I was about to ask, if you could spell it. I mean, obviously he's reading it, but thank you for saying that.
Yep.
I know the look I gave you.
Yep.
Yeah.
"I am the keeper of the seas." With a nod of his head, "Can you show me some more of this splendor before I leave?" Motioning to the display of wonderful corals and fish and just beauty surrounding them. "I've never seen such things. Breathing water, talking with a merfolk, being this close to fish." Yethrem thought about this curiously for a few moments. She seemed puzzled. She looked around, almost expecting someone to be watching them. "You don't seem to understand the grave danger that someone like you could befall here in the depths, Ruloth Everlight. There are creatures much different than my kind down here, creatures that would love for nothing more than to tear you limb from limb just for sport." "Danger's no stranger to me," Ruloth said wryly. He pulled his hands close together, a vortex forming between them as he muttered a few words under his breath, and a bright light appeared. Soft at first, but grew brighter and brighter with a grin on his face. "You see, I have a knack for making things of the dark fear me," he said with a particularly defiant tone. The light slipped away as his eyes stayed locked on Yethrem. "Very well, Elfling. Be warned. I shall not be liable in the case of your demise. If that can be agreed upon, I will show you a few more things of my world. He agreed. A kaleidoscope of color called out to Sam. It's a nickname. As they weaved between hulking constructs of coral and all manner of sea creatures he had never seen before. Occasionally, Yethrim would point to various spots and things, recall different events that had happened at these reefs, and other things that her people had cultivated along the years, the centuries, the millennia. The light down here was nice, he thought, diffused and not harsh at all. Perfect for such wondrous places to thrive. One thing in the distance seemed to catch his attention. Through coral reefs and large purple fish, he saw a massive fish that was easily twice his size and yet seemed to swim so lazily, with a purple body with platinum, like silver, glinting from its scales. Reminded him, the way it moved, somewhat of a bird he had seen one time. I think he thinks it was called a peacock. It's not important though. As the journey continued, they approached a large circle of monolithic slabs. Dark gray stone that seemed to be perfectly carved into rectangles spanning several dozen meters total in diameter. Mesmerized, Ruloth began to lazily walk towards them. "No," Yethrim said through clenched teeth, holding tightly to his arm. "You must not approach these stones without permission. That is the surest way to die in the depths, I promise you. A fate worse than death, in fact." Sorry, I meant no disrespect," Ruloth said. "What is this place exactly?" "It is a meeting place, where my kind make important decisions. It is not for you to know beyond this. We call it..." And she instead motioned to another structure not too far away. This we call the Everlasting Light, though most of my kind know it as the Codex. Perhaps with someone whose knowledge of the arcane seems to be great, something like this would be helpful for you to see. Especially fitting for someone whose name is Everlight. They swam in silence across a chasm to get to the Codex. The closer they got, the more revealing the structure was. At first, Ruloth had assumed it was just a natural stone structure, but it is actually made of nature. Coral had been grafted onto stone archways in an interwoven pattern, creating a latticework of walls that formed a huge dome on the sea floor. "Is this the type of wonderful thing you would hope to see, Elfman?" asked a gleeful Yethrin. "This is beyond what I could have imagined possible. It's beyond wonderful. I've never seen such a thing in all my life. Which is to say something. I've spent 100 years on the soil above the waves, which is no short time for most of the peoples of Agios. Well, I've spent 200 cycles, years as you say, beneath these waves, and this is my favorite place to visit in all of the seas and in all of the oceans. The Codex is where we keep our knowledge, where we keep our history, where we keep our works of wonder." At this, Ruloth's eyes widened as Yethrin spoke to the core of his being. A library, he thought to himself, under the waves? How could that be? The closer they got, the more he could understand how this works. Instead of seeing books or seeing a library as he was expecting, instead he simply saw what appeared to be a several meter tall, several meter wide crystal, shining, glowing at the center of this lattice dome. It wasn't just one color either. It was a spectrum of color, glowing and changing, and the light reflecting onto the soft, sandy floor beneath his feet. This totem crystal sitting before him. What it had caught more than just his curiosity. What exactly, how does this work? What is it, he asked. This is the everlasting light, a hub of our knowledge. This is where all of the keepers, myself included, store the greatest secrets of the sea, the knowings of above and below. We store it all here. The rest of the page is ripped off. And this is the last page. It's a nice sound effect.
So Everlight's seen some stuff in his life.
He's a mermaid.
He might be a merman. Is he a merfolk now? Is that what you're taking out of this? Not that he's seen some sort of fantastical underwater knowledge that somehow, something.
How do we know this is real?
It does say it's an autobiography. I don't know why you'd lie about it. It explains the eyes. The eyes that make you feel like you wet yourself.
Yeah.
Underwater. Making too much sense.
Oh my God. It all makes sense.
It all makes sense. He's a merman.
Hugh, as he was reading this, I'm guessing Flea didn't read that out loud.
Oh, I had planned to.
Oh, you did?
Were you going to make him read it?
No.
No.
As...
Story seems familiar.
Does it?
To you.
Does it?
Not to you, but to me.
Oh, yeah. It should. There's one other book that catches your eye, specifically as he's trailing off this last sentence. You see a book that's about twice as thick as a normal book, with a black binding, and whereas all of the other books around it, the spine is gold or silver of some kind, this book, it is black, and the binding is red. And it is in a language that you've not probably seen before. Just seems to be some glyphs, like some like some runes.
It's on the
spine, yeah.
Did you go grab it?
You pull this chunker off the shelf and you flip it open. This book is clearly a history of evil. You open it to a chapter that is titled Deities and Pseudo-Deities, and you see a list of several different deities on here, and next to one of them, or one of them rather, that you see is Lamashtu, the mother of monsters. And as you read that, a feeling that you felt through someone else's memory happens to you. A cold shiver goes down Hugh's spine. The hair on the back of your neck stands up on end. And you hear a voice in your head, that seems miles and miles and miles away, say, "Don't worry, I'm watching you too."
Can we both hear that?
No, just you. Just Hugh.
Did you hear that?
Hey, no, I'm still reading the story. Weren't you listening?
Is that rolling? Something
Didn't you put it in the
I'm
bag?
gonna find you too.
Are you, Hugh? What are you holding right now?
Some dark crap.
I'm no expert.
Should we not touch it?
Yeah, probably best to put that down for a minute.
I'm gonna put it in my bag.
Okay.
I'm no expert, but I don't think picking up books and hearing voices is a good thing. Yeah, it just seems pretty bad. You opened it, so did you find anything interesting anyway?
Lamesh too.
Right, and that means
goddess of monsters.
Oh.
And then I heard a voice that said, "I'm watching you too."
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Lamashtu. Lamashtu. Do you read any more? Do you flip anything else before you put the book away?
Yeah.
The Lamashtu, you see just a blurb that says, for those who revel in the corruption of the pure or who find themselves spurred and neglected by the world that despises their differences, Lamashtu offers respite among her grotesque brood. The mother of monsters readily accepts mortals into her fold and has made it her goal to twist mortal life toward her abhorrent ideals. Her intervention is widely known to inflict corruptions and terrible nightmares. Ostracized individuals who share her ideals will find her intervention as a boon, while others treat similar events as horrible curses. And that's where we're going to pick up next time.
The mother of all evil. Say it again. Talk to me.
You don't hear anything.
Well,
silence in the library. Gold star if you get that reference.
Dang. Well, I've already got one gold star. I'll keep that one. I didn't get the other one. I got 2 hero points.
I didn't get to roll my dice.
We have to set up the tip page.
Oh.
Yeah. And unfortunately, you start the next session only with 1 hero point. They don't carry over.
Don't eat it.
What did you do?
Don't. I didn't.
Well, until next time, check under your bed for a creature called a choker. Because that's where those creatures were hiding.
And praise Roland. Think of Roland.
And when you think about Roland, don't. Okay.
What else do you want to tell him?
Hit
the like button.
Chapter 5 of the
Hit subscribe.
Yeah.
Chapter 5 of the autobiography is called Chapter 5, Roland in the Deep.
By Adele.
Yep.
Chapter
you can find us on social media.
On the river.
Well, chapter 4
you can find us on the socials. We're on Twitter, Table Fables. We're on Instagram, the.tablefables. Subscribe here on YouTube, so that way you can watch us when we're live. Come back and catch our videos. We're working on some other stuff currently at the moment too. And yeah, until next time, we'll yes.
I would ask anybody watching this on YouTube after the fact.
Talk to them. They're right there.
Oh. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you drop your favorite moment down below. And if you feel so inclined the next time you watch, send your favorite lovable dwarf a little tip money, and he might do a little dance for you.
Or a big dance, depending on the result of what happens from said action. So, but yeah, we'll see you guys next time. And yeah.